Good evening, folks. Welcome to Dover International Speedway for round number 13 of the Pure Speed Elite Series. This is their last race before we go into the playoffs, and we are here at the Fast and Furious 1 mile oval of Dover. This track is known for its high banking, high speeds, and concrete surface, which makes for a tricky place here. The ambient temperature is 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 38% relative humidity with a clear sky and 2-mile-an-hour winds. That is not going to hurt them all that much. If we look at the track temperature, we're looking at a 109 degrees Fahrenheit, and that could be an issue. We have seen several drivers during practice take it around and lose it coming off the turns, so that is something we're definitely going to be watching for during this race. This race is going to be 140 laps to settle who is going to go into the playoffs and who is not. Well, there is not that much left to settle, but we'll show you that right here. Oops. Something went a little wrong there. There you have the series points. The drivers you see in the green there are the drivers that are locked into the playoffs on points. Then there is two drivers, Robert Kinn and Darren Ard, that are currently in the playoffs based on those points, but they're not locked in. And it is Jake Rowell and Tristan Bailey that are on the outside looking in. So that is what we're playing for tonight here. As you can see, Austin Reedy and James Holzer are on the top of the sheet there with 477 and 465 points. Tyler Werner, Kyle Benson, Jaden Gimbel in fifth still. Nathaniel Mann, Gregory Joyner, Debbie Hutchins is still in that top 10. Very good performance this season. Ryan Steenbuckers, I believe he missed a few races. Richard Wico, Brandon Gillis, Kate Gimbel, Mitchell Snare, and Kelly Mellinson. That is what we're starting out with today here, as we are in practice right now, and we have about 3 more minutes of practice to go. And before we move on to qualifying, folks, I would like to ask your attention for something, and that is the following. We have a young man that has been in a car accident recently. His name is Colton King. And he had an accident on December 11th, and he is in pretty bad shape. There is extensive recovery expected for this young man. And there's a bunch of guys that have set up a charity race. The organization is in the hands of Dreamers Racing Series. They have set up a race for this coming Sunday, the 20th, and it starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be an 80-lap race on Talladega with the iRacing fixed setup, and this race is basically open to everybody. Now, there is a request that you donate a minimum of $10 to join the race. And obviously you can donate more, and the first $5 will go into the prize money pot, and the rest of your donation will go towards the cause. So that means that there's something to race for. So, for example, I'm sorry, it's the other way around. You know, I said it right. The $5 will go into the purse, and the rest of your donation will go into the fundraiser. The feature race will start at 3 p.m. on Sunday, and as said, it is a fixed setup race. If you are interested in joining this race or watching it, you can watch it live on the broadcaster called Extreme Sim. I will not be broadcasting it with Short Shift Broadcasting because, folks, I have decided to go in that race and participate. So if you want to have a chance to see me going around a racetrack in a cup car, you will be able to do so for to make a change here. All right, the first place driver will receive a Colton Strong t-shirt and 50% of the purse. The second place will get 30% of the purse, and the third place will get 20% of the purse. So if you are interested, find on Facebook the Dreamers Racing Series, or look on Facebook at the Short Shift Broadcasting page, and there will be some information there for you to find, and there is a link in that information that will bring you to a Google document where you can register for the race, and your donation can be done through PayPal. So hopefully you'll come and join us. There's plenty of room. They're going to have a maximum, I believe, of 65 racers. If they have that many, there will be heat races to qualify for the feature race at Talladega. As said, 80 laps at Talladega. It's going to be a fun event, and it's for a good cause. All right, thanks very much for that. Bringing that to your attention means a lot to myself and the people that organize it. So let's get a move on here with qualifying. As you know, we do lone qualifying in this series, and that means the drivers cannot see each other. They can only see, they are on the track by themselves. We have a good field here tonight. I believe we have 19 drivers entering this race, and we have a few new faces here as well. One of them being Corey Cheshire. Jason Keffer and Justin Mons are the drivers that I don't believe I've ever seen in this series before. We welcome them, and we hope they have a lot of fun, and we hope for sure that they're going to stick around. Currently, we have a few drivers on track. This is Kyle Benson, and as you can see, folks, we have a lot of people that are already in holiday mood. They have given their cars some festive paint jobs, and there's Kelly Melanson, one of them being that way, and that is always good to see, is people getting into the holiday spirit. Nicholas Gowen is currently the quickest driver in the 01. Then it's Tyler Ranner and Kelly Melanson that already have posted their qualifying times. Let's go see what those times exactly are. Gowen has put in the quickest lap of 21.850. And let's see, his second lap was not an improvement, quite a drop-off actually, but it doesn't matter, he is still on that top spot. Austin Reedy has brought it into the second position with a 21.897, and he is already, he's in the, actually it's Kyle Benson jumping into the lead there with a 21.793. Reedy is done. He has only done, no he's not, there he is, and his second lap is actually pushing him into the pole with a 21.734. That is pretty quick. James Holzer still out there. We know James is always fast. There he is in that 42 machine, the second place in the championship at this moment. He is definitely one of the guys to be reckoned with here, and his final lap takes him to the pole as we are looking at it. It's 21.701, 33 thousandths of a second quicker than Austin Reedy. Jason Keffer, one of the new guys, is already done here. We still have Brandon Gillis on track there, putting himself in the 10th position in that number 9 car. We have Ryan Steenbeckers waiting on track there. I'm not sure what he is doing. We do not have a time for him yet. Not sure what's going on here. Jaden Gimbel is out there on track, the number 12 car with the brand new Pure Speed Elite logos on it. As you see, they rebranded themselves recently, and they are looking fresh and brand new logo there that I believe Jaden designed himself. All right, we have Jason Keffer still. No, he's not on track anymore. Let's stick with Jaden Gimbel here. We have 12 drivers posting a time so far. We are waiting on Ryan Steenbeckers also. That car is still standing and not moving at all. We have Jaden, let's see, that is Cole Martin in the 89. He is, and Jaden Gimbel is actually pushing himself into the top 5. Loose car coming off the turns there. Looks like he is on it. He is in 5th position there. Cole Martin, haven't seen a time for him yet. Jaden Gimbel is not improving his second lap, just barely slower. Cole Martin has pushed himself into the top 10 there with a 22.582. So that is a good lap time for him. And again, we are still waiting for some guys. There is newcomer Corey Cheshire. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. If not, let me know somehow, guys. He is out there on track in the number 48 car. Beautiful paint scheme. Ryan Steenbacher still not moving. Wonder if there's something technically wrong there at his place. Ooh, that 48 comes off the turn really, really loose there. Going into his first timed lap at this point. And that means that he is too late. He is not going to make it. 5 minutes are pretty harshly cut off here at with iRacing. 5 minutes should be enough for these guys to do their thing without having to stop that or extend it. All right, it looks like we have James Holzer on the pole with Austin Reedy right alongside him there. And on the second row, we have Kyle Benson and Nicholas Gowan. I'm not sure if it's Gowan or Gowan, but he's Gowan, that's for sure. Jaden Gimbel and Tyler Werner on the third row. Fourth row is for newcomer Jason Keffer and Cade Gimbel, Jaden's brother. And then on the fifth row, we have Darren Art and Cole Martin. We have Kelly Mellinson and Brandon Gillis on the sixth row. On the seventh row, we have John Holliday and Christopher Fathke. Then we have Ryan Steenbacher's no time posted. Justin Mons, one of the new drivers, no time posted. Stephen Waldrop, no time posted. Corey Cheshire, no time posted. And Debbie Hutchins in final position there in the 19th spot. Debbie did not post the qualifying time, but that's not going to stop her from doing her best, as we are well accustomed to by now. Debbie is always one of the drivers that you can expect to just keep on trucking as long as it is needed. Oops, let's refresh the scoring really quickly here. Make sure we get every bit of information that we are supposed to get. There we are. And there you see the entire field ready. We're waiting for Ryan Steenbacher's, and that leads me to believe that we have an issue there for Ryan. There he is. The purple car, there he is. We have all drivers on the racetrack right now. As you can see, Debbie Hutchins also in a festive team, a paint scheme there. And a lot of drivers in holiday mode already. There we go. We are on our way here at the Denver Mile for 140 laps. As you know, they have one fast repair at their disposal. They have fixed setup, meaning that they're all basically driving the exact same car. Ooh, it looks like Corey Cheshire is a little slow off the grid there, but he is moving. That's what counts. And let's see, what else was I going to tell you? We have 5 green, white checkers if we need them after 140 laps, folks. So we've got plenty of time to get this thing settled here. James Holzer, Austin Reedy, neck and neck at the start here, and neck and neck in the series. Reedy leading, Holzer in the points. It's been a close battle pretty much all season long. We've really enjoyed the races so far. It looks like the field is growing slightly with 19 drivers here tonight. That's awesome. We hope the new guys will stick around and enjoy this series as much as we do. There we go, folks. Holzer and Reedy are taking the lead here nicely together. Waited on the radio call. No jump in the start. It looks like James Holzer is picking up the lead here already in front of Austin Reedy, and Kyle Benson is in third in that white 76 car. Then it's the 01 of Nicholas Gowan, and Jaden Gimbel is in fifth position with Tyler Werner already pushing hard there on the inside. Then it's newcomer Jason Keffer and Darren Art in the 8th position, Cade Gimbel in 9th, and Cole Martin rounds out your top 10. So let's keep our eye here on the guys in front there. It is Holzer leading Reedy, pulling away a little bit. This is going blazingly fast already. Lap times going down into the lower 22-second mark. Austin Reedy currently posting the fastest lap time of the race, 22.18, making him just a tad quicker than Holzer, but you wouldn't tell from looking at it because that difference is just too small to notice with the naked eye. Kyle Benson staying with Reedy here very nicely. Kyle also has been one of the top drivers in this series. And it looks like Nicholas Gowan is dropping off a little bit there. He's already 1.2 seconds down from Benson, with Jaden Gimbel pushing hard, trying to get by. He doesn't want to be held up. He's going to the inside, and he takes the 4th position away from Gowan. I haven't made up my mind if it's Gowan or Gowan, so I'm just going to go back and forth. Holzer pulling away now from Reedy by a 7/10 of a second. Ooh, we have a yellow flag, and it looks like we have a problem for Brandon Gillis. Let's see what happened here to the number 9 driver. He gets on the apron. That throws him off a little bit. He bounces into the wall, and luckily nobody hits him. It looks like the car is not in that bad of a shape. Let's bring that back for you one more time. He just gets on the apron there with 2 wheels. That throws him off balance. He can't save the back end, and he bounces into the wall, and everybody gets around him pretty nicely there. So hopefully he can keep on going, and hopefully he didn't bend up anything. We have a poker game going on here. Sometimes people trying to pretend that they're going into the pits and then not doing so. James Holzer did that, and Jason Keffer stayed out with him. And then Reedy, Benson, Gimbel, and pretty much the rest of the field actually are going in. And that tells me that they're going to go for new tires. They have unlimited tires. And after 7 laps, they may already be feeling something. Well, they're probably thinking ahead and trying to extend those tires, those good tires, as long as they can. Holzer and Keffer obviously opted otherwise. And there you see that they under yellow, they barely lose half a lap. Reedy comes out of the pits first with Jaden Gimbel right behind him. Nicholas Gowan in 5th. Benson has dropped off a little bit to 6th position. It looks like he's the biggest loser here at this point. Tyler Werner dropped off a couple of positions. Corey Cheshire, he has gained 10 positions since the start of the race, so Corey is doing a phenomenal job here tonight. We're going to have to keep our eyes on this young man here. All right, let's look at Brandon Gillis. Brandon is actually out of the race. It looks like the damage was more than he could handle, and it might actually also be a hardware issue that he's dealing with that caused him to crash in the first place. So Brandon Gillis unfortunately left us. We have 18 drivers left in the race, the last of which is Christopher Fathke there, and he is right behind the only lady in the field here tonight, Debbie Hutchins. The lights on the pace car have been turned off once again, folks. That means that they are lining them up side by side once again. We're going to go back to green flag racing going into lap number 9. Pace cars down. Nicely disciplined start here for all the guys. Look at that, very beautiful. James Holzer is waiting for the radio call, and there we go. Good start on that inside row. It looks like Keffer has a little bit of a response that is a little bit slower. Reedy and Holzer picking those first two positions back up. This will be interesting because Reedy is on a little bit newer tires right now. He might actually be willing to challenge Holzer there for the lead. He is definitely sticking with it here. Very good. Nicholas Gowan in the third position. Tyler Werner up into fourth, and Benson in fifth. That looks like Jaden Gimbel had a little bit of a slow start here. He's dropped back to seventh position, and Corey Asher dropped one position as well. But we're going to keep our eye on Corey because he has already been moving up quite a bit. James Holzer already pulling away once again. Austin Reedy 0.3 of a second behind, and a half a second to Tyler Werner. And let's keep an eye here for a moment on James Holzer. We can ride along with him and see how this thing is going. If you look at the driver's hands, you can see the work he's doing to keep the car going straight into the right direction. Looks like he is not having any problems with a loose back end at all. And there you have Austin Reedy following behind. Let's bring that back real quick. We have an issue for James Holzer. It's going to be coming off the turns 3 and 4. Let's see what happens to him. Ooh, that back end steps out. He slams the right side into the wall, but he can keep going. We are not going yellow. Holzer has lost significant time there, dropped off to fifth position. That was probably just a bit of a being taken by surprise there by the lack of grip, feeling that he was under pressure from Tyler Werner, trying to maintain that leading position. He made a bit of a mistake coming off turn 4 and dropped down into sixth position. Behind him now is Nicholas Gowan. I apologize, he's in fifth position, and behind him is Jaden Gimbel. Reedy in the lead by about 7/10 of a second. Then it's Tyler Werner, and Tyler has got Jason Keffer right behind him. Nope, I apologize, I'm skipping Kyle Benson here. It's Kyle Benson that is in second. Werner is close behind Benson, and then Keffer has about a second down on Werner. So these are the two fighting for second and third position. Festive paint job there for Kyle in that number 76 machine. And he is looking at Austin Reedy extending that lead. He is pulling further and further away there. Concrete surface here in Dover, always a little bit tricky. If you compare it to asphalt, the concrete is just simply not as grippy as most tracks' asphalt is. But the thing is, it is a very steep banked track, so it still makes for pretty fast racing on a 1 mile oval. Let's go check on James. He has let Nicholas Gowan go by, and actually Cade Gimbel is in the pits. He has been in trouble. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to him. Maybe it was here. Nope, it's already happened. Here it is. He makes the same mistake as Holzer does, and the guys behind him get lucky getting away with that. Let's see, we have Cade Gimbel on pit road. Nope, Cade Gimbel has left the race just like Brandon Gillis. One hit was enough for them. They do have that fast repair, but they opted not to use it. Reedy now leading by 1.3 seconds on Kyle Benson, and then another 1.2 seconds to Werner, another 3.5 seconds to Jaden Gimbel, and it looks like James Holzer is still running fairly strongly, but he is coming under pressure there from the 48 of Corey Cheshire. Cheshire has started way back in the field in 18th position, and he is running in 6th now, challenging Holzer and getting by. He's picking up 5th position here. Justin Mons in that number 41, also one of the new... Ooh, the 48 gets it all wrong there after making that pass. Let's see what happened to him. He goes to pass the number 42 of Holzer, and then he gets a little bit loose there. He catches it, but it's costing him a lot of speed. He keeps it off the wall, but at the cost of several positions. Corey Cheshire now in 11th position, and as we are speaking, he's already back in 10th, having passed Jason Keffer after having stayed out. Just like Holzer is also dropping back, so maybe the choice of not taking tires was not the best choice they made. Ooh, Jaden Gimbel in trouble. Same thing. Yes, indeed. Getting a little bit on the high side there into the marbles. No grip at all. Bouncing into the wall, back down to 9th position. So there's more than one driver already getting into trouble, and we're only talking lap 26 of 140. And that tells us that the warm track conditions are in fact playing parts here. Ooh, Chesser once again. Yep, one wheel on the apron gets him totally loose, scuffs the wall, and drops off once again. Can he continue? I believe so. He is still moving, but he's lost a lot of time. Justin Mons has taken it to pit road. Stephen Waldrop, ditto. Not taking his fast repair. He's maybe saving that for when he really needs it. Reedy, meanwhile, has been reeled in by Kyle Benson. Benson less than half a second. He is catching up to Austin Reedy. Tyler Werner at 4 seconds, so the fight is for the lead here. Kyle Benson is moving in, and they are catching up with Justin Mons in that 41 car. He is now several laps down, I believe 3 laps down. Corey Cheshire has taken it to the pits, as has Christopher Fathke. They probably need their tires pretty bad. Reedy still hanging on to the lead, but only just. And look at Mons, Justin Mons, on fresh tires. He is a lot quicker than the leaders there. He's running good lap times and passing Kyle Benson. So now he is in between the 2 leaders. Austin Reedy is also going to see that 41 come underneath. There you go. He's taken one of those 3 laps back. Austin Reedy still leading Kyle Benson. Ooh, you can even hear the engine rev up there as the car gets a little bit loose coming off the turn. They are passing a back marker there. That should be... I can't see who that is. That is Debbie Hutchins. And it looks like Reedy has recovered a little bit. He has extended another 1/10 of a second to that lead. Lap number 33 of 140, folks. We have plenty of drivers on pit road. Jaden Gimbel, Christopher Fathke is still on pit road, or has he left at all? No, yeah, he's been there for a while. Stephen Waldrop has also been there for a while. He's 11 laps down right now. There goes your leader. Austin Reedy. Let's check on James Holzer. James is in 5th position, and looking at the lap times, he is struggling a little bit. He is probably rethinking that choice of not taking tires. You could see the car slide a little bit there. He is still working at it pretty hard, but he is sliding a little bit more than he wants to. There, once again, beautiful catch there, coming off the turn. Gowan is going past Tyler Werner. Nicholas Gowan in the number 1 car, and the 33 of Tyler Werner there. Sixth place currently is for Darren Ard in the number 98 car. Then it's Ryan Steenbeckers, who has started and worked his way through the field. He is Ooh! Darren Ard in trouble. Let's bring that back for you really quickly. Gets loose off the turn. Same issue as everybody had so far, and he scuffs the inside wall. And it looks like he's taking it straight to pit road. Darren Ard. That gives Steenbeckers 6th position. Steenbeckers is holding off the number 14 of Kelly Melanson, the number 14 driver, and it looks like Steenbeckers, like I said, he has made up quite a bit of distance, 9 positions since the start. Ooh, the 14 coming really close here. Battling Ryan Steenbeckers. And it looks like Darren is back on his way. Oh! Debbie Hutchins. Debbie Hutchins and Tyler Werner getting together here, causing another caution. Let's see what happened. This is Tyler Werner. He is about to lap Debbie Hutchins. She's coming off the turn a little slow. She bounces off the wall and collects Tyler Werner there. Ugh. And it looks like Debbie is in quite a bit of trouble there, going very, very slow. She may not even have drive left. The engine may have given up on her. Let's see, she'll have to wait for the tow, and maybe she still has that faster pair. That would be a very good thing for her right now. Meanwhile, we have Reedy, Benson, Gowan, Holzer, Steenbeckers, Melanson, Keffer. Everybody's coming down pit road. Tyler Werner is still trying to make it back. And is he coming in? Yes, it looks like it, definitely. And Cole Martin is already in. John Holiday is staying out in that number. He gets to wave around. He is the lucky dog. We have pretty much everybody else on pit road. Justin Mond is there still. And let's see, there's a bunch of drivers that are lapped that are behind the pace car, but in front of the leader. It looks like Holzer is on pit road. Let's bring the other side there. There you have him. Reedy going out, and then Benson going out. Gowan coming out. Steenbeckers comes out in 4th position. That is a good gain there. John Holiday, he stayed out, and he is now back in 5th, he's actually 4th. He's been waved around as the lucky dog. No, he has to let Steenbeckers go, so he's in 5th. Jason Keffer coming out, Kelly Melanson, Tyler Werner, and let's see, we still have James Holzer on pit road here. He is taking his sweet time there, getting some repairs done, maybe trying to save that faster pair until the guys come around. He is still on the lead lap, and he will try to keep it that way, but he'll need to get moving. There he goes. That's how he stays on the lead lap, while yet having done some extensive, or at least a little bit more extensive repairs to his car. And he might actually be coming back in again at the end of this lap, trying to get some more stuff done. No, it looks like he's staying out. So we all have John Holiday on the pits. Cole Martin is coming in. Justin Mons has left the pits. Debbie Hutchins, she is probably still waiting on that tow. And I'm fairly sure she will, well, she might also have that car being worked on already. She's not the kind of person to leave very easily. If it still runs, she wants to keep going. All right, lap 43, folks. Second round of pit stops that we've had past us here, and it looks like everybody has been there. Cole Martin coming back out of the pits. There he is. Debbie Hutchins is still on pit road, so either that is extensive repair and she had already taken that fast repair, or she is, well, that tow should be done by now. And as you can see, folks, we're lining them back up. We're going to go racing into lap number 45 of 140 to go back to green. Debbie Hutchins has waited for that tow to expire, and she's taken that fast repair. She's back on her way. That looks pretty good. The pace car comes into the pit. We have a lot of drivers there and in single file. There's Debbie in the back of the pack there. She is back at it.
Green flag,
and we are back to racing, folks. Austin Reedy, Kyle Benson at the front of the pack with Nicholas Gowan there in that 01 car on the inside, right behind Reedy. 76 on the higher side. They're staying together pretty nicely here. Reedy and Benson for the lead. And it looks like Kyle is staying with Reedy a heck of a lot better than he did last time around. Look at that, he's challenging. He's coming. He is not quite close enough, although Reedy gives him the room he would need, but he is not quite close enough. Going into lap number 48. Reedy is still in control, but Benson is right on his butt. Gowan in third position, dropping off about a half a second or so. He's got Holzer behind him. In between there, we have the back marker, the 41 of Justin Mons. Racing with these guys at the same speed, but he is not racing for position right here. It's James Holzer in fourth with Steenbachers in fifth and Keffer in sixth. Kelly Melanson has a back marker in front of him in the 99. That is Stephen Waldrop. He is back at it again. It looks like Christopher Fathke is still on pit road. We have not seen Christopher move for quite some time. Debbie Hutchins is back at it again, and she is in 13th place. She's keeping that car looking pretty nice right now. She has gotten it repaired, and she is in 13th ahead of Jaden Gimbel. Benson once again trying to get closer to Reedy. Trying. No, he's not close enough to try anything meaningful, but he is definitely putting the pressure on. Let's ride along with him here for a moment. As you can see, it's a fairly bumpy track here in Dover. Kyle being able to keep that car on the bottom. Reedy is keeping it a little bit higher. And judging from the hand movements of Benson, it looks like he's got a pretty good handling car. Ooh, there's, you hit that little slip up, the little bit of a inside wheel lifted up from the track where the banking unloads, and that is the trickiest part of the coming off of these turns. The unloading of the banking is fairly quick. Tyler Werner looks like it looks like Jason Keffer is in trouble. Let's see what happened to him. That looks like a similar issue as what we've seen before. He has now taken it to pit road. Yes, he bounces off the wall and then into the inside wall. There is not much room for error around here, folks. No such problems for Reedy. Despite the pressure he's got from Benson, he is keeping it nice and clean. Benson is trying to keep that pressure up, obviously. That is the way you do it. You try to keep the pressure up and hope that the driver in front of you makes a little bit of a slip up, runs a little high, or has a little bit of a twitch, and then you can get yourself underneath there. It looks like Gowan is closing in, and Holzer has also passed the back marker and is chasing after Nicholas Gowan. Ryan Steenbacher's dropped off a little bit from Holzer, and he is now dealing with Kelly Melanson behind him. It looks like Reedy is now pulling away a little bit. The further we get into the stint, the more you see differences between drivers grow, obviously, and that is just a matter of how you handle your car and how you save your stuff. There's Darren Art. He is still moving along. 10th position in front of Justin Montz by about 13 seconds. Debbie Hutchins still in 13th position. She is 16 seconds ahead of Jaden Gimbel. And behind Gimbel, we have Cole Martin. Cole is in 9th position. Car's not exactly super clean anymore. He's getting underneath there now and puts another lap on Gimbel. Oh, Steenbacher's in trouble. There you have it. Runs very wide. Then he loses the back end. Almost overcorrects it. And at least he keeps it pretty much out of the wall. We're not yellow. He is still rolling, but he dropped back to 8th position. Reedy still hanging on to the lead. He's got a half a second on Benson. Gowan is 6/10 of a second behind him. And it looks like Holzer is not keeping up with the pace. He is dropping off about 2.5 seconds from Nicholas Gowan. The car in front of him is the 41 of Justin Montz. That is a back marker. Tyler Werner, we have somebody going very slow there. That is the 027 of Christopher Fathke. He is back out on track. He is currently 34 laps down, but he is back at it again. Where was I? Kelly Melanson in the 14 car in 6th. We have John Holliday in 7th. He is 9 seconds behind Melanson. Steenbacher's in 8, is less than 2 seconds behind Holiday, and it looks like that is climbing. Steenbacher's is not on the pace. Quickest driver at the moment is, in fact, Austin Reedy. Benson coming back up to him. Hey, looks like Reedy may have had a little bit of a slip-up. Benson is back at it again. Lap times for Reedy are climbing up a little bit, as same for Benson. And Gowan is closing in. My goodness, that car is loose. So the three leaders, the top three drivers, are very close together. And they're coming up on traffic. That's Debbie Hutchinson's and Ryan Steenbacher's in front of him. Looks like the gaps are getting a little narrower there. Steenbacher's keeping it high. That is good sportsmanship. He's not interfering. He knows he can't do that. He doesn't want to be that guy. Nicholas Gowan coming strong. He is doing a very good job trying to catch and close that gap. He is only 0.2 of a second behind. He is really on it. We have Jaden Gimbel down on pit road. Smoking engine, something happened to him. Yep, he has, oh, it's been a while. There it is. Touches the wall, bounces off, and luckily can keep it out of the way of everybody else. Big trouble for Jaden Gimbel. Gowan now challenging Benson for second place. It looks like Reedy has pulled away a little bit again, and Gowan is trying to put pressure on Kyle. Nicholas Gowan in that 01 car. One Christmas package chasing after another one. And again, Benson is trying to work his way back to Reedy. Ooh, Benson touches the wall. Nicholas Gowan closing in on him. There you have it. He passes Benson for second position. Kyle had a little bit of an issue there. Had to let go of the throttle, obviously. Gowan now in second position, chasing after Austin Reedy. And again, folks, backmarker's doing a fantastic job here. We are on lap 75. We're just past halfway of this race. Austin Reedy still hanging on, but Nicholas Gowan is definitely getting closer to him. He is actually the quickest driver on the track at this point. Holzer is actually doing pretty good as well. He's got 3.5 seconds to make up to get to Benson. And it looks like Cowan is definitely getting closer. A tenth of a second quicker than Austin Reedy. And I believe that's Darren Art there in front of him. Reedy getting underneath. And so does Nicholas. Good move by Darren there, staying out of the way. I will definitely tell you folks, the racing has been getting better and better here at the Pure Speed Elite Series. If you're looking for a good Cup Car League, there's still plenty of room. Gowan is definitely putting pressure on Reedy here. Ooh, Reedy. Was that a defensive line, or did he just get loose a little bit? He is sliding a little bit, but he still has it under control. Let's ride along with Nicholas here for a little bit. Nicholas just waiting for his moment. Ooh, a little bit of a slip. Both these drivers obviously having those tires go away from them right now. It's been about 40 laps since we've last been on pit road. We can show you that here. It's the same for everybody though. There is Debbie Hutchins still moving, still in 13th position. It looks like she's had some more trouble. The rear end of that car is not exactly the way it was designed, but she is still moving. Going past her, that was Kyle Benson, the third place driver. Kyle has dropped off to about 2 seconds behind Nicholas Gowan. Gowan still going at it here. Steenbackers picks up a position here past John Holiday. Being passed by Werner now. Steenbackers is a lap down. Oh, and Reedy pulling away a little bit.
Yellow flag is out.
We have another issue. Looks like James Holzer and Debbie Hutchins are involved. That is James Holzer losing it again and trying to save it. and he didn't run into anybody else. Kelly Melanson, separate incident, also just washing up into the wall. Tires just pretty much gone. I don't know why I said that was Debbie Hutchinson involved, because it wasn't. She went into the pits. There she is. So Holzer and Melanson in trouble. We are back under yellow. The top drivers going down pit road. There they come. Reedy, Gowan, and Benson. Werner in the background coming in as well. Holzer coming in as well there. Melanson and Steenbeckers are staying out. Holiday, Martin. So the first 5 drivers are on pit road. And that's because the other ones have to wait another lap. They were a lap down. They're picking that back up, obviously. Holzer's got the first pit stall because of his pole position. And Reedy is back out. Gowan is back out. Benson is back out. Steenbeckers is going to pick up some spots here. That is probably the only way he can give himself another shot at this race. Let's see if he is going to be going in, because I'm fairly sure he's going to need those tires just as bad as everybody else. Yes, sir, indeed, he's coming back in, but he has definitely brought himself back onto the lead lap. Melanson is also in there. John Holiday, Cole Martin. Ooh, that car looks pretty damaged. Geffer staying out for now. Darren Art, Justin Mons. Debbie Hutchins is still out there. Gimbel is back in, and Fathke is back in. Holzer has also done himself the favor of getting himself back onto the lead lap. Steenbeckers is still on pit road, but if he gets out before they get to him, which he most certainly will, he will be back on the lead lap and giving himself at least another shot at this thing. Taking some time there, so he must have had some damage. There he goes. And then we have one car between the pace car and the leader. He is going around. That was Jason Keffer. And the guys are bringing him back double file here. And again, folks, on the bottom of your screen, the information about the charity race for Colton King that we're going to do this Sunday. I will be in it for a change. I'll be behind the wheel in a cup car, and that has been a while, but I'm just going to take a shot at it. Talladega, one of my favorite cup car tracks. That'll be Sunday starting at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, folks, if you're interested. It'll be on Extreme Sim Broadcasting. Pace cars down, we're going to go racing into lap number 91, folks. Austin Reedy is at the front with Nicholas Gowan and Kyle Benson once again having a shot at him.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh boy, there we go. Benson picks up second position there from Nicholas Gowan, so we're back at where we started. Holzer is mixing himself right in there. Top four drivers pulling away from Tyler Werner already. And Kyle Benson challenging the 11 for the lead. Austin Reedy has finally met his match here tonight. It is Kyle Benson in the 76 that picks up the lead. Gowan in third. Then it's Holzer in fourth. Tyler Werner in fifth, and it looks like he's already catching back up. Steenbecker should be in sixth. We've got a left car in between there. Steenbecker's is at the tail end of the pack, at the end of the lead lap. Benson's hanging on here. Reedy working on the comeback. A little bit of slip sliding from the 76 there. The 11 cannot get underneath him. It is Holzer that gets underneath Gowan there for third position. So James Holzer is right back in it, folks. Jaden Gimbel still on pit road. Hasn't moved for quite some time. Holzer now closing in on Reedy, and it looks like Gowan is having pressure from behind in the form of Tyler Werner. He's got the 41 with him there. That's Justin Mons. He is not running for position there. Benson hanging on strongly here. Tyler Werner has been passed by the 41. That 41 is running pretty strong. Again, he is a lap down, but he's doing his very best. He's 2 laps down, actually, but he's doing his best to get him back. And he is definitely quicker than some of the other guys that are in the top 5. Nicholas Gowan is finding that out right now. And he is thinking of his own safety there and just letting that 41 go, and slots in right behind him. Benson is still hanging on to the lead with Reedy and Holzer close behind. Reedy trying to get underneath. And Reedy gets underneath there. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Holy Moses, that was close. And then it's Holzer coming down underneath the 11. Also getting pretty close there. Ooh, this is some furious racing going on here for the lead, folks. Kyle Benson is hanging on. Reedy and James Holzer are really on it. I don't believe he touched the wall, but I do think that the 76 had a little bit of a slip. He is having to let the 11 go, and the 42 is right there with him. The 76 may have brushed the wall there. It's hard to tell. Reedy picks the lead right back up, and James Holzer is right behind him now in second position. Benson fallen off a little bit there, almost a second. He must have had a slip up there. Holzer behind Reedy. That 42 driver is back on it again. Had a few moments there earlier on in the race, but he has definitely learned his lesson. And he is right closing in on Reedy there, trying to put pressure on him, trying to get underneath, but he is still not close enough. And as you can see, Kyle Benson has fallen off over a second behind these two guys now. It is between Reedy and Holzer, lap 108. Ooh, the 42 drifting off the turn there, and it looked like the 11 tapped the wall for a little bit there as well. Again, the 42 trying to get that nose underneath there. It is super close. It looks like James can get it into that turn deeper than the 11. Coming back to the bottom. And it looks like Jason Keffer has had an issue. Yep, he turns it around. He saves it from going into the wall, but losing a lot of time here. I don't believe he's taking it to pit road. And once again, folks, James Holzer is able to throw that car deeper into the turn on entry. And it looks like he gets to match up with the 11 all the time. Now we have Jason Keffer going into the pits. And it's Holzer going to the inside. He's got him. James Holzer picks up the lead at lap number 112. And look at the distance he's pulling on Reedy right away here. It looks like Reedy may have used up those tires a little bit too much there. He is falling off. He is falling off. He's losing about 1/10 of a second per lap here. James Holzer seems to be back in control, back where he started. All right, let's check on Kyle Benson in third position. He is now 1.5 seconds down from Reedy. Nicholas Gowan is about 3/4 of a second behind him. They can see each other, so that's motivating for Nicholas Gowan. Then 2.5 seconds further down, we have Tyler Werner in fifth. Then it's Ryan Steenbeckers in sixth. He is almost 8 seconds behind Werner. Debbie Hutchins is still moving along, and she is still in 13th place. Lap times have been creeping up quite a bit, but she's still going at it. Christopher Fathke, same thing. He is the final running car at this point. He is in 14th position. He's been in the pits for a long time, but he's brought it back just to score some points. Let's look at the other newcomer, Justin Mons. Ooh, John Holliday coming down pit road here on lap number 117. And we were looking at Justin Mons. He is running in 9th position. He is 2 laps down from the leaders, and he's running pretty good lap times, actually. Kelly Melanson in 8th, 1 lap down from the leaders. Cole Martin also 1 lap down from the leaders. He has taken that repair. Looks like that car is in better shape than the last time we saw it. Ooh. Steenbakkers is in 6th position, and he is the final car on the lead lap. James Holzer is still in the lead. He has now pulled about a second and a half on Austin Reedy. So once he finally got past there, he is not pulling any punches. He's just keeping on going. Reedy can only just run his laps right now. He would love to see a yellow for some new tires and another shot at the win. Kyle Benson in 3rd sees Nicholas Gowan closing in on him. Kyle may have also used up those tires. Gowan is definitely quicker at this point. And he's already looking to the inside. He's not close enough yet, but he's definitely letting Benson know, hey, bud, I'm here. Be aware. Twenty laps to go. There goes Gowan to the inside. Kyle has not much of an answer left for him. He can't overdo it anymore. Oh, no. There he goes. Into the wall. Talk about having no ability of being defensive. He just used those tires up completely, it looks like. Washes up into the wall, then slams the inside wall. He is still moving, but it's definitely costing him quite a bit here. Lap number 123. Darren Hart in trouble. What happened to Darren? Looks like he is going into turn number 3, and he gets on the apron. He was probably trying to head for pit road and lost it on the transition to the apron. There he is. Holzer is still in the lead. Reedy 1.3 seconds behind him. Gowan 3.6 seconds behind Reedy, and pulling away from Benson after his mishap there. Tyler Werner is closing in on Benson. Benson's car may be damaged enough for him to be losing some speed here. Steenbakkers in 6th position, almost 10 seconds behind Werner. Werner is closing in on Kyle Benson. There's Debbie Hutchins on the apron. And Debbie is pretty much secure in that 13th place no matter what happens, because Fatsky behind her is 25 laps down, and we have less than 25 laps to go. And it looks like Benson has recovered somewhat. He is pulling away from Werner again. The gaps between all the drivers have increased significantly, folks. James Holzer is way out there in front. Although Reedy does look like he's closing back in. He is a little bit quicker than Holzer at this moment, so this isn't over. Holzer now keeping it right around at a second. We have 10 laps to go, folks. Ooh, that is exactly what they want. That is exactly what they want. Let's go and find out what happened. It looks like Kelly Melanson is in trouble here. Ooh, bounces slightly into Steenbeckers and then turns it around. Can't save it. Let's bring that back for you one more time. He's trying to go around Steenbeckers there. He washes up, barely touches him. Maybe he didn't even touch him, I don't know, but he loses the back end trying to not run into him too hard. And that brings out the caution, folks. That is going to give everybody a shot at James Holzer once again. Ooh. Sometimes people are a little bit fast coming up to the back end there behind the pace car. But it looks like it's all going well. And now comes the poker play. Is Holzer going into the pits for real, or is he just pulling another stunt on him? He's going in for real. And they all do. One man staying out. Nope. I thought Steenbeckers was going to stay out, but he's not. All the lead lap drivers are in. Holzer in that first pit. And somebody's coming out fairly quickly there. That's Darren Ard. He is a lap down. Unlapping himself there for one of them. He's 4 laps down, actually. Holzer leads out from pit road. Reedy, Gowen, and Benson follow him out in the same order they went in. What's going on here? Something tells me these guys had a speeding penalty. They have to drop to the end of the longest line. Wow. Or maybe not. I don't know. That's something I can't tell, folks. I have to guess. But the fact that he stayed out so slow is kind of telling me that he has a speeding penalty. And the same is true for Reedy. End of the longest line. Yes, indeed. Isn't that something? That means that the number 01 of Nicholas Gowen is back in the lead. Kyle Benson in second. Tyler Werner suddenly finds himself in third. And guess who's in fourth? That is Ryan Steenbeckers. That is getting the reward for hanging on. Melanson still on pit road. And the car you see ahead there between the pace car and Nicholas, that is Jason Keffer. Jason is 3 laps down. And he'll be going to the back of the pack there. So this is some kind of turn of event here. James Holzer and Reedy having speeded on pit road probably to the end of the longest line. Luckily for them, the lines aren't that long. We have Nicholas Gowan and Kyle Benson on the front there, and they'll have 5 laps to go to finish this thing.
Green.
There we go, folks. Going into lap number 136, 5 laps to go to settle this. It's Kyle Benson on the high side challenging Nicholas Gowan. Side by side through turn 1 and 2. And, ooh, Benson hits the wall. And behind there, it's going all wrong for Jason Keffer. No, that was not Jason Keffer. Let's see if we can better find out what happened there. It's the 027 of Christopher Fathke and Darren Art that looked like they were in trouble here. Let's see what happens. This is the restart. The 027 washes up against the wall, comes back down, and takes out the 98. We've seen this happen plenty of times before. Debbie Hutchins avoids all havoc and keeps on trucking. All right, pace car passes the field, gets in front of Gowan and Benson. And that means that Benson comes away with this pretty nicely, having lost some momentum there going into the wall. He almost had Gowan, but he bled up into the wall as well. Reedy coming down pit road. What happened to Reedy? Did he also have an issue? We can try and bring that back for you. No, I can't find anything. He is on pit road, and I'm not sure what the deal is here. Didn't see anything happening to him. He is coming back out. Darren Art is on pit road. Jason Keffer. Kelly Melanson. Can't see him. There he is. He has not moved for quite some time. Fathke coming back in. Trying to salvage whatever he can make of that car. Getting some new tires. He's not giving up. So we're going to use up the first of our green-white checkers here. Reedy is back at it again there, and he is on the third row with Holzer there, together with Holzer. So they still have a go. Debbie Hutchins still in third position, still soldiering on. She is not one to quit. We've seen that several times in this series, and I can only respect that. All right, it looks like we're getting ready for our green white checkered here at the Dover Speedway. Nicholas Gowan and Kyle Benson on that front row, getting another shot at each other. The rubber is fairly new. The fuel should be good.
Green flag. Green
And
flag.
there we go, folks. Again, side by side. Werner and Steenbacher's on that second row. It looks like Holzer is moving up a little bit there, getting underneath Steenbacher's. Werner in third. It looks like Gowan takes the lead. Werner coming to the inside of Benson. This is going to get hot. White flag is out, and it's Gowan well out in front, and then it's Werner. Oh, no! Let's bring that back real quick. Werner tried to pinch down Holzer. He was alongside. You can't say anything about that. Holzer gets a little bit of a slide himself. And there you have it, folks. It's Nicholas Gowan in front of James Holzer and Kyle Benson. Austin Reedy picks up the 4th position. Tyler Werner drops off to 7th position, and in between there is Cole Martin in 6th. Nicholas Gowan wins here in Dover with James Holzer in 2nd position. Somebody's not happy. There you go. Celebrate the 0-1 of Nicholas Gowan, putting some nice donuts here on the main straightaway. Well, he's pretty good at that. There is one happy driver there. Teammate gonna put it nose to nose there and burn up that rubber. Hey Kyle, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Kyle, tell me about that final stint there, my friend. It looked like you on the previous restart, you and Nicholas were going at it there, and it looked like you brushed the wall there as you were trying to defend your position. What happened?
Yeah. I mean, I was told that you can run the middle, you keep it in the black, you'll be all right. But I did, and I got a little bit loose all night, slick as grease snot. I'm telling you. And just got a little bit too high, and I just felt the rear end start to go and started the shove. And I was really hoping I didn't spin in front of the field, and I didn't, luckily. But it's just kind of a racing thing.
I hear you. Well, I mean, it's still a pretty good finish for you. You drove a very strong race here. You've been fighting for the lead for quite a bit there with Reedy and with Gowan there. So, I mean, it's still a good result for you to look back at. So, at the final restart, did you have anything left? Did you want to try anything? Holzer got under you guys pretty strong there. How did that work on that final restart?
The final restarts were going through my head, just trying to keep even coming out of the corner. and I tried my hardest, and it just didn't work because of the damage. And the damage really did hamper me on the straight line, which is surprising at Dover, but it's whatever. Um, but yeah, it was really, really tight coming out of that corner, and I got really loose, and then I saw Warner get under me, and then I saw James get under me as well, and they got side by side, and ultimately they came together, which is kind of bad for Warner, but it was definitely something.
You were already behind him when that happened?
Yeah,
Now, it kind of looked to me like the nose of Holzer's car was already alongside Werner there, and Werner was obviously trying to defend his position. So, I mean, would you call it anything else than a racing incident?
I'd like to think it would. I mean, I don't know. I had a front review. It looks like there's a lot of net code too, because it looks like it didn't hit him, and then next thing you know, he's around. So, I mean, it could have been my part. I mean, all they could have came together. It looked like a racing incident to me.
All right, well, that's what it looked like to me. And yes, indeed, we did see some net code here tonight, although we also had some pretty close racing where I was a little afraid of net code, and it didn't happen when I was afraid of it. So it looks to me like the Dover track is fast and furious. That high banking makes for pretty good speed, high speed races. How slippery is that concrete?
I slick as grease snot. I'm telling you, that that was slick, especially that first run. Man, I was not even in the throttle, and it was still trying to break loose. Just I don't know if the track was hot. I don't know if it was a new tire model. I don't know, but it was slick.
Yeah, the track was 109 degrees, so I'm sure that didn't help you guys either.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah,
All
when
right.
that concrete gets a little hot and slick, it's always a treat to deal with.
Absolutely. I mean, I was looking into you guys during practice already a little bit. I saw a lot of people having trouble getting off those turns, and actually during the race, we've had several incidents of people that either just washed up at the exit of the turn or too early on the throttle and bounce off the outside back into the inside wall. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you weren't definitely not the only one having trouble with that.
no, definitely not.
All right, Kyle. Well, once again, Bud, third position is still something you can be happy with. I think uh, we're going to go into the playoffs after this in January, if I'm not mistaken. So, what are your expectations there?
Chip or nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It would be quite a treat with a guy with 0 wins getting the chip, but I mean, I don't know. I'm really hoping I get just a good finish this year because I've been really consistent all year, and I'm just really hoping I can bring that into other leagues and other stuff that I do.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Any shout outs you want to do before I let you go, Kyle?
Uh, Definitely the guys at JGO Motorsports. They always help us out, especially at this track. I did what I was doing second I came in here, so definitely help with that. And that's just about it. I mean, you guys put a amazing broadcast. I'm definitely gonna watch it tomorrow while I'm sitting here with 25 inches of snow out here in old PA. So,
Oh, that's a lot of snow, man.
oh
Ooh.
yeah, it's definitely a treat.
All right. Well, thank you for the kind words, Kyle, and good luck in January when we come back after the holiday break. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, whatever you're celebrating. I hope you have a great time, and the best wishes for for the new year, man.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good one.
You bet. All right, let's move on to James Holzer there, second position. James, you run a bit of an up and down race. To me, it looked like your first half of the race was somewhat incident filled, and then you came back really strong and pushed for the win there at the end. A little bit of an incident there with Werner, which looked like a racing incident to me. You were already nosing alongside him, and he was obviously trying to defend his position there. So, how did you look at that?
Yeah, I went back and watched it. He actually never. It was netcode. Anything within like 3 to 5 inches on iRacing. Like you were saying earlier, there was a lot of incidents where we were close and didn't netcode, and just that incident we did. We both entered the corner pretty deep, but we were both holding our line, same angle. I saw no reason why we weren't going to hold that angle throughout the corner. Werner's a great driver. saw no issues with that. We net coded, and it's unfortunate for him because I don't want to see that happen. And I know he was able to get up there at the end, and P3 was had a capital position to possibly come home with the win there. But nonetheless, you can do nothing about net code, and in the end, obviously I'm trying to better my position and could really bite myself in the butt for that speeding penalty I got coming out of pit road. I was
Yeah,
a couple clicks,
I was going
couple
to ask
clicks
you
too
about that.
fast, and I saw the 11 was coming out hard, so I blipped the throttle, and I just must have blipped it a little too much, and I saw 39 for a split second. I slammed the brakes, figuring last pit box I could get away with it a little bit, but you can get away with like 37 or so. You can't get away with 39 having that last pit box for the last timing zone. But yeah, as you said, really, really big up and down race. I hit the same bump that Gimbal hit or brought in the middle of the race, and I just lost all traction. I didn't get loose or nothing. I hit a bump in the center of 3 and 4 on the same line that I run all day, and there was nothing. I didn't get loose. I didn't get tight. It just bounced, and the entire car just went right in the wall. I knocked the toe out. I had no motor damage, so that's why I didn't like to use my fast repair early. But we were running about fourth, fifth there for the latter part of that race in the middle run. The car was really knocked bad out of tow, and I was hoping it would tighten it up, but it made it looser, and it was. Let me tell you, I mean, this track's loose, but whenever you have a car, towed the wrong way and it's making it even looser. I mean, I was sub 40% on my right rear, just giving it everything I had. And that one corner where I just lost, I mean, I just lost. I mean, there was nothing I could do. And this is one of my favorite tracks. And I really, really pride coming here and always, try to have as much success as I can. But yeah, I don't know, that hurt us hitting the wall there. We lost some track position. Once we got the car fresh, I was talking with my JSR teammates, and I was like, wow, this thing's coming alive. Everyone's like, oh man, this thing's getting loose. And as the track was rubbering up, for sure it's going to get looser as it goes on. But nonetheless, we were able to bring a charge back up to the lead, and Reedy and I had an excellent battle up front. We were bumper to bumper for 5-6 laps. We were both wiggling out of the corners, just trying to get that run, just to see who could stay out front and figure out what was going on. But we had a really good, clean battle. Nothing to complain about a second place finish. No real net gain because there's no playoff points to be had other than momentum. But I still feel we have some strong momentum going into the playoffs. To get a nice vacation to practice, we'll have 2 weeks in between off. So looking forward to that for sure. And yeah, it was a fun race. I like this track. Like I said, hot concrete track. New tire compound, a lot of different variances came into tonight's race, and Goen was very fast in practice, and he was able to benefit from making the least amount of mistakes, even though he got taken in that early incident with Debbie, and was able to get I believe his first PSES win, which is huge momentum if he's in the playoffs. I'm not sure if he is or not because I don't have the graphic in front of me, but yeah, good for him. Really happy to see him win because he's fast week in, week out. He catches some bad breaks, and he's a little bit newer to the league, than everyone, but he's definitely shown some real speed, and he runs over in the trucks as well. And, it was only a matter of time before he got one, and glad to see him get one here.
All right. Well, thank you very much, James. Any shout outs you want to do, my friend?
Yeah, shout out to all my teammates, JSR, shout out to Dirty Racing Podcast. Yeah, it's about it. But shout out to you too, of course. Always look forward to going back and watching these races. And 140 laps is a little short at Dover. For all the races, we did like 200 at Charlotte, and we've done some really long races, and I was a little disappointed to see 140 at Dover. I think we were assuming for some more cautions, but the drivers did a really good job. I know most of us practiced last night in that practice session and got a grasp kind of on what the car was going to do, and I think we executed decently well. I mean, could we have had a few less wrecks? Sure, but I mean, you could say that about any race. I mean, I think it went about as good as what you could expect, and I expect the racing to get better and way more intense as the playoffs roll on.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think everybody did a phenomenal job. The slower cars made way very nicely. Again, obviously there's going to be incidents. This is a tricky track. And as you both already said, it greased up pretty bad because it was pretty hot. But I think everybody did a phenomenal job. Absolutely. All right, James.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, my friend. Enjoy the holidays. Best wishes for the new year. We'll see each other again in January when we're going to get started on the playoffs.
Absolutely. New year, new attitude, new points preset. Excited for it.
All right. Thank you very much, man. All right, let's
Thank
move
you.
on to Nicholas Gowen. Is it Gowen or Gowen? What do you prefer, sir?
It's going.
Okay,
Just-
Gowen. I apologize for that. It's all I don't know you guys all that well, and I mean, all I see is the letters on a screen, and I kind of got to guess. I mean,
It's all good.
I've had several situations where people with the first name Lauren, you think they're a girl, but they're not. Stuff like that. That
Sure.
happens. All right, Nicholas. Let's talk about you here. You ran a very strong race. You got caught up early in the beginning in the race a little bit in an incident, if I remember correctly, and
Yep.
you came back after that. Talk us through that, man, because you kind of quietly worked your way back up to the front, and then mid-race you were all of a sudden in that lead group battling with Kyle Benson. You gained on him fairly quickly. You took the lead from him, if I remember correctly, and then obviously we saw Reedy and Holzer coming back to the front, and with their speeding penalty, you got into a pretty good position.
Yeah, it could not have been better timed. Definitely lucky in that regard. I mean, I feel bad for Reedy and Holter as far as like just the mistake, and I mean it happens to the best of us. But yeah, early on, it was the orange car. I don't think it was Debbie, but there was a
J-
car that got loose coming off two.
Yeah, Jason Keffer
Um,
in the what was it, 35?
I think so. Um, and like I thought he was going to drift up a little bit because he got a little loose, and so I stayed low, and then I just kind of like slowed me down a little bit, and I think I did have an incident later on with Debbie. I don't know. It's like I've still got the adrenaline going, so it's like
I hear you.
but yeah, just it was had a fast car in practice. Knew I had the short run speed. It was just a matter of looking after my tires, especially that right rear, because once it gets too hot, it's near impossible to get it back, and you're just fighting a loose race car all the way around the track. Um, uh, but yeah, I was able to that first long green flag stint. I was able to pace myself pretty well. I caught up to Reedy, battled him for the lead for a little while, and then we had the caution come out. And from there, kind of just stayed up in their top five range a little bit. All I wanted to do is just keep the nose clean and be there at the end. And definitely, I was kicking myself after that those two speeding penalties. It's like this couldn't be happening. It's like I didn't plan it for it to be this way. I was going to be happy with the top three if it stayed that way. But man, my heart's still racing. I gotta.
I hear you. That's good, man. I mean, and it's not just luck. I mean, they the speeding penalty is something they do to themselves. Let's be honest. Everybody, the race doesn't stop on pit road. You guys go into the pits. You have to make sure you stay as close to that speed limit as you possibly can, because every second you lose on pit road, under yellow, obviously you're not going to lose a lot of positions, but you can gain
Sure.
positions on pit road for sure. You know that as well as any other driver. And
Right.
the race off of pit road, especially when your pit stalls are real close together, it's a matter of it can be the little things that help you or hurt you. This time it was the little things that hurt Holzer and Reedy. And let's be honest, I mean that is a driver error that and it's not just
Yes.
luck it's not. I'm just trying to say it's not just luck that gets you to the front there. It's a mistake by somebody else that gets you to the front there. And
Mhm.
and obviously you're the driver that has to be in that position right behind those guys to be able to get that break.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is don't sell yourself short. You were in that in that top 3 4 all the time, to
Mhm.
pick, and that's the position to be in, to pick up whatever anybody else throws away.
Mhm. Well, sure. I mean, I agree with that. I'm just I guess I'm just being humble.
Yeah,
or modest.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But yeah, Nicholas, you haven't been with this league for all that long, I don't think, and I believe it's your
No.
first win in this league. What do you think of this league? I mean, I've been broadcasting these guys for quite some time now, and I mean, I think the racing honestly is getting better and better and better all the time. I mean, at first, we would have some silly yellows and silly mistakes and stuff like that, but if I look at
Mhm.
tonight's race with long green stints and back markers making way for you guys, what do you think?
Oh, sure. It's definitely improved. I mean, granted, I haven't been here all that long, as you stated. This is only my second Cup race with these guys. I've been racing with them in the Truck Series, but I mean, ever since I joined, they've been taking steps to improve the competition. I mean, there's a handful of fast guys. I mean, you saw them all up there in the top five with like Reedy, Warner, Holzer, Gimbal. I'm not sure exactly what I saw happen there at the end of the race, but I mean, like a lot of these guys, I mean, they're competitive, and I mean, I like Reedy in particular. For some reason, I've zeroed in on him. It's like if he's faster than me, I want to be faster than him, and he's kind of like a benchmark. And like if he gets a faster lap, I want to get a faster lap. We go back and forth.
Yeah, well,
Um,
but that's kind of the way it works in racing, isn't it? You well,
Absolutely.
that's the name of the game. You pick and choose somebody that you measure yourself up to, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's the way you get better for sure.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy PSCS and Rico and Gimbal, and like they're doing their best to put on a good race every week, and I mean, it's gotten better ever since I've been here, and I look forward to racing with them more in the future.
All right, sounds great. Nicholas, where are you from, bud?
From Wilmington, North Carolina. So like I've been around the Carolinas pretty much all my life. Currently out in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right, sounds great. All right, Nicholas. Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on the race here with us, man. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw into the world before I let you go?
Thank you for broadcasting each and every week. We definitely appreciate it. You do a great job, and it's always fun to go back and watch how the race unfolds from different perspectives. Also, thank you for PSES and putting on this race and building up their league every each and every week with every race that we have that they have. Also, shout out to my checkers and wreckers and boys. They were racing with me tonight in the Bronco Motorsports chat, and also shout out to Bronco Motorsports for having me on their team.
All right, thank you very much, Nicholas. We appreciate the kind words, man. We sure enjoy doing this stuff, so I hope you guys can hear that a little bit. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, my friend. Best wishes for the new year. We're going to see you guys back on January 14th. We're going to go to Talladega, and that'll be obviously quite a different animal than this. What are your expectations for the remainder of the season?
Honestly, I don't know. I think this was the regular season finale, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Not entirely sure.
we're going into the playoffs in January.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to expect. I'm not sure if I'll be included in the playoffs. I know I got to win, but I'm not entirely sure like what the rule system are, especially with it being only my second race. I doubt I'm in the playoffs, but I'll probably let them finish out the playoffs, and I'll probably be around for season two. Um, I definitely look forward to continue uh, participating in great racing.
All right, Nicholas. Thanks very much, my friend. I will do my
Thank you.
best to keep calling you Going instead of Gowan. It'll be a little
It's
bit
all right.
takes a little bit of getting used to sometimes. All right, man.
All
Go
good.
go celebrate, my friend.
Oh, I will.
All right, folks. There you have it. We talked to the three top finishers there: Kyle Benson, James Holzer, Nicholas Goin. I will do my best to keep his name the way it's supposed to be. pretty much what they said is, the track got a little greasy. It was fairly hot track, 109 degrees Fahrenheit when we started. If it's a clear sky and the sun is burning down on that track, it usually gets pretty hot. The concrete tracks are slippery, more slippery than asphalt to start with. So when it gets a little greasy and it rubbers in, and then it heats up, it sure can get a little tricky. We've seen some examples of that, but all in all, like I said during the race, folks, I think this series, these guys are working extremely hard. These guys and one lady are working extremely hard to do their best to keep this clean, to keep it nice, and to keep it exciting. There's some very close racing going on throughout the field, even though we don't always have the possibility to find everybody in the mid pack, but very often there's some close battles going on there as well. We've seen some really good racing at the front, some really lengthy, good green flag stints here, and so I enjoyed myself very much here at Dover with these guys, and I can't wait to get restarted again after the holiday break, January 14th, folks, in Talladega. Obviously a totally different animal than a 1 miler, but a lot of close racing you can expect there as well. A lot of big pack racing in these Cup cars, obviously, in Talladega. Then we're going to go into the playoffs and settle this season and see who comes out on top. I will also have to admit I got to recheck and make sure that I figure out all the rules about the playoffs here, because I don't believe this league automatically takes winners into the playoffs. It's all based on points, if I remember it correctly. So, but we'll talk about some more. We'll talk some more about that in January when the time comes. And until then, folks, if I don't see you at one of the other broadcasts that we do during the week, then I want to wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you're celebrating. I hope you have a great time. Stay warm, stay healthy. Take care of one another, and best wishes for the new year. And finally, folks, I would like to bring one more time to your attention the race we're going to be doing Sunday. I am actually going to be behind the wheel in this race, which is it's been a long time since I've been in a Cup race, but we're going to do Cup cars on Talladega. And we're going to do this as a charity event, folks. It's being organized by Dreamers Racing Series. It's going to be broadcasted by Extreme Sim Broadcasting. It is all about Colton King, who has been in a pretty bad accident, a car accident on December 11th. He is in pretty big trouble, actually, and he's got a long recovery road ahead of him. And obviously, we're going to try and help his family out here with a little bit of fundraising that we can do for them. If you would like to enter that race as a driver, then you can find Short Shift Broadcasting on Facebook. We have a post about it, but you can also go to Dreamers Racing Series. They have the same post about it. Donations to enter the race start at $10 minimum. You can do whatever you want after that. $5 of that donation will go to the purse. The rest of it will go into the fundraiser. So if you donate a little bit more, then obviously the fundraiser will do a little bit better. The feature race will start at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday the 20th. This coming Sunday. It'll be fixed setup, so you don't have to worry about figuring out your car for Talladega. It's going to be 80 laps in the Cup Series cars. Live broadcast, as said. The first place will receive a Colton Strong t-shirt and 50% of the purse. Second place, 30% of the purse, and third place, 20% of the purse. And obviously, folks, it is all about helping Colton King and his family. We wish them all the very best from here, and we hope to see you Sunday for that event. So maybe we'll see each other on track there. As said, I'm going to be behind the wheel in the Short Shift Broadcasting Toyota Camry. So wish me luck. All right, folks, that'll do it for tonight. Again, we're going to go on holiday break. We'll see each other January 14th. Best wishes, everybody. We'll see you then. Bye.